and Surya Pratap, Surya Narayan Pratap. Please, please try. So,
Professor Congress Rajamani is a professor of School of Environmental Science, Jawaharlal University. Previously, he was the Dean of School of Environmental Science, Jawaharlal University. I worked under him in the dual MPhil PhD program during 2008 to 2015. He was the supervisor for the last 8 years. He was my mentor from this, what I say, what I am today is because of him. Sir guided me all my research work and paper. I was the first one to do human ethical, human research in JNU. Nobody has earlier worked in human campus. So it was a bit difficult because of his able guidance. I was able to do my PhD. Thank you. I am also thankful to Dr. Ranjan Nanda also. He is my co-guide in my PhD. Ranjan Nanda is a staff scientist at the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology in New Delhi. It is international organization. Now it is a Human Institute of DBT. Thank you, sir. This short invitation you accepted after
thank you, Surya. Happy to be here. And at the outset, express thanks to the chair and co-chair for here. Yes, without wasting time, I just go. Different topic. Maybe you are not aware of this. I just want to ask the audience, this gathering, how many of you are not using mobile phone? If you say, you will get a gift. I'm just taking 3G and 4G. I'm just taking 3G and 4G, 5G. Now 6G is coming up. You will maybe consume that. You have all the facilities for doing this. So on the mobile phone radiation, G is zero. And second is radiation on developing and developing rat. You may ask why there is two. Developing, you heard about developing and developing countries. Developing and developing rats. That's the reason behind. I like the name. Alright. Humanity is returning all the right technology for their wrong reasons. This is what we are end up. At the end, we are end up in this kind of things will happen. Right? I think you are agree with me. Why it is I am telling, you see mobile phone, you see now without mobile phone we cannot live. That's what I asked. Can anybody can live without mobile phone half an hour or hour? Can you live without mobile phone for 1 hour, 2 hours? Can you live? Huh? Yes, you can leave. Deposit the phone here and go. Okay? After the seminar. Well, without phone, we cannot leave. When you come out of the house, please say that something is missing. You immediately go back and take the phone. Yes, we are now part of life. The phone becomes part of life. As a result of that, mobile phone has increased. Now it is rough estimation. Now Indian population is 1.4 billion, and mobile phone is picking up every day. The moment you see, this is on the July 29. Now by August 29, today, almost it has gone another 1,000, 10,000, something like that, increasing. So now to give this much of connections, you need this one, tower. Mobile tower is needed. You may have seen towers in front of your house, in front of the building, in front of your college, university and hospital, etc. Now, there is roughly 7 lakh towers are in India. Believe me, 30 to 40% of them are illegal towers. Illegal towers in the sense, they are not following the norms of the right. That is saying the report. They are not following. That means, suppose some standards are there, supposed to maintain this much height and this much radiation supposed to come, but most of them are not following it. That's one side. Now, second, the tower is erected, most of number of house. Second, the tele density is another interesting, we may not be aware of. Children, students, before you, tele density is the population of the mobile phone users. Within 100 people, you will find this many number of phone connections. Density within 100 people, in this room will be 100 people. If you calculate the mobile connections, you will have this many numbers. So your Odisha is coming at 81 point. If you take 100 people, 81 people will be using it. And you can see look at Delhi, it is 276 collection within 100 population. Right? What it indicates? The mobile phones are, one person is using more than one SIM card, 3 SIM cards at least. That's what is going up like this. So to give the radiation to these people, the number of towers are increasing it. So when the number of towers are increasing and the service providers like Jio, Airtel, whatever, they are increasing the power to radiate. That's what we are always. One side we are using a mobile phone. We are close to the mobile phone. Near the head, we are using mobile phone like this. Near the head. Another thing, radiation coming from the tower. So both sides we are plus with the radiation, Christmas radiation. So these all effects are very common these days. So why I am saying this is the frequency as well as the power, transmitting power. PT means transmitting power. So if you look at the FM tower, the transmitting power is 10 watt, kilowatt. TV tower, then 40 kilowatt, and cell tower, transmitting power is 20 watts. And your mobile phone, if you are using GSM 1, you are the GSM 900, that is 2 watt, and 4G, 5G, 1.25 milliwatt per centimeter square. This is a phone. If you are using the phone, this much power comes from your phone. Alright? Now, when you use the phone, and then this power, second is the frequency. You may know all the frequencies. And you know, this was the generation of frequencies from there. Now I am not on that one. I am going to be concentrating on this 3G, 4G and 5G. Now 5G is have three different bands: lower band, middle band and high band. Now this is the band we are working on it. So we will be looking at it. So because of that one, what are things going to happen on the health aspects of human and environment, right? So now this is what the radiation. When we look at the tower, radiation pattern is like this. You might have seen the tower, that's a tube-like setup. That's an antenna. Transmitting antennas are there. Children, this is for you. At the back side, students, so listen, this is for you only. Okay? Here the main loop coming here, 300 meters radius, the main loop comes. So what do you mean by that? So the main loop means that the main radiation comes on the beam falling on this ground, the 300 meters, till the 300 meters, that's the radiation there. The effect is there. Now, when you look at the tower, when you go out of the campus, when you look at the tower, some antennas are, like when you see the tube like kind of thing, they are all tilted. They're not straight. They're tilted. They are supposed to be straight, they're tilted, so that it can go directly to the buildings, complex, and so on. So this is what happens by the 10 degree tiltation. Go to the ground level. Alright? So now, this is what it's like this. So now the tower, one of the house. The opposite building, we have tower. This floor has the tower. This tower, because this one, this radiation always falls on this, those who are living here. Understand what I am telling? So that means the main loop is always on the opposite side of the exposed tower. So this radiation always coming there. So we have done in Delhi with the help of ICMR, we have done almost 500 towers, measured the radiation from there. And unfortunately, 47% of the towers are radiating beyond the prescribed limit, particularly 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. During the peak hours, the service provider increase the level, power level. It's supposed to be, if you have 4G, it's supposed to be 9.7 milliwatts per centimeter square. But it goes beyond 1.2, 1.3, and 7 like this. About 47% of towers during the peak hours. So that radiation is again added. Already we are exposed. Further tower, the power is increased. Without also coming to the picture. Alright? So this is one side. And then on the basis of that one, the government of India, we have adopted the SAR value as 1.6 watts per kg. Hope you understand this. SAR is the specific absorption of radiation by body tissue. So if you are using good phone, you should have 1.6 watts per kg. Right? It should be like this, watts per kg of body tissue. And in head it may change, body it may change. So depending on the nature, now almost all the phones coming with less than 1.6. Earlier it was the local phone comes more than that, 2.23 and all. After 2012, there was a lot of negotiations. We are part of that negotiation for the government of India. Myself, our Professor Bihari, he was part of that. After that, they reduced this power level to this level. Alright? This was the power level, and the International Commission on Ionizing Radiation, they produced this much power, 20 power, but none of the service providers follow this. Now, India adopted that last one. India adopted limit guidelines are 4.5 that one marks per centimeter square we adopted. When you compare to other country, India still we are on the higher side. Earlier it was more. Now after that was reduced, 11, 10 times reduced. Because of that, there are things running short of time and the people going through. So these are the possible effects. As I said, we worked with the ICMR. That also we have done the health issues. It was 12 years project, we have done it. So due to some confidentiality, I am not giving the data here. But there are whole Delhi and NCR region we worked. 12 years project, 12 years project NCR. And we are health check we did. We have various household in collaboration with the AIMS. And there were people, all kind of, they were now under review of the ICMR. And then we saw all the changes happen in the human as well. Samples. So on the basis of this thing, we cannot directly work on the humans, we cannot work on the animal model, we are working. So when you talk about mobile phone radiation, there are two things. If you use the mobile phone on the head side, people are telling that maybe the possibility of what? Huh? Yes. The brain damage. And people are saying, okay, I have picked the mobile phone. Instead of picking the mobile phone, I pick the mobile phone in the pant pocket or the belt pocket. Somewhere people used to do this thing. Right? Pant pocket. So they are supposed to reproduce male reproductive system. Now this was the two thing, main thing concerned about the people those are using mobile phone. Either brain, CNS system or the reproductive system. So these two things comes, this is the way pathways by which each cell phone can affect. Alright? So this is what you are aware of. Okay. Now on the basis of that, we are going to what? We are going to look at only two things today for three parameters. Effect on brain of rat. Alright? As said, why this brain I have taken? Because sir, first when the mobile phone came, long back, 20 years back, you know, aware of 20 years back the mobile phone came, but a big phone with the antenna on top of this antenna. So that time itself we have started working on that frequency. So that we have a lot of changes in the brain because people are very concerned about the brain, it may cause brain tumor and all. So we worked on it. There are some data. So here, why we have used the brain? Because brain has 80% of the RFI energy absorption and the cortex of the hippocampus region. And the brain has a lot of abundance of pupa, the fatty acids. That also one of the main reasons for selecting the brain. So with that basic, we have selected the brain for studies. Alright. Here we come to the developing rat. Okay? We use 30 days old Vista rat. This is the developing stage. I said, why is developing stage? Because the brain development during children, basically, when developing it easily absorbs the radiation. The children, that's what I come to the latter part, should not give the mobile phone to children. Because their skull thickness and the absorption capacity is low. So that's what we should not give. So for that we have taken 30 days old. After the weaning of the rat, 21 days after that we have taken 30 days old Mr. rats for different durations, for different frequencies. And then there are one is called acute, that is acute exposure for continuous exposure to the 8 hours continuously, and then the chronic exposure. Radiation for 8 hours for an acute exposure and the one is chronic exposure for different periods for the brain. And the density, power density was 0.2 and SAR value was 1.5 watts per kg. Well below the prescribed limit. Well below the prescribed limit. This is called low power intensity. When the phone generates 1 watt, you have used 0.28 watt, right? To check whether this low power also having effect on the radiation or the effect of the alright? Animals were exposed for 2 hours per day for 45 days. On average, you take how many hours do you speak on mobile phone? On average, per day. 30 minutes?
1 hour.
5 minutes? Huh? 3 hours. RC said 3 hours. Senior saying, developed person is saying, developing person, how long you are using a mobile phone?
1 hour.
1 hour. Great. I will give you. Raise your hand. You give your gift to me. Who said 1 hour? Huh? Who said what? It is true. It is true. True. Alright. So that's what we happen. So we use mobile phone more than that. On average, we have taken it for 2 hours. Alright. So this is what happens then. This is the exposure system. Anechoic chamber. This is a radiation exposed system. Chamber. Echo comes from there. So radiation is generated here. Animals are exposed. Animals are exposed here. Cage, specialized cage. It's called the specialized chamber. It's called anechoic chamber. No echo. Radiation will what radiation goes to the rat. It will always expose them. This is an antenna. The antenna is closed here, and this red is here, and the whole body is, and all the area is uniformly exposed. Uniformly exposed. Animals are not constrained. It is freely they can move, but they are exposed. Alright. This is for the 4G, and this is for the 5G. The moment you go further, high frequency, the wavelength will reduce to small antenna, and then the radiation goes to rats are exposed. 5G radiation exposure system. Alright. So after this radiation, whether acute for 8 hours continuously or for 35 days, 40 days, 60 days, different durations, we used to expose animals. Then after that period, we take out the brain and other assays. Right. Here what we do, only as I said, because hippocampus region is we have taken the whole brain, hypothalamus and area regions, etc. But hippocampus was majorly affected. So that's why we have taken hippocampus region for the study. So this is histopathological, the histochemical shows that radiation effect on the hippocampus region. Alright. The dendritic gyrus region exposed in the group showing that there are some cells, that is the neurological, the proliferation is getting reduced, affected. Alright? So you see here, this hippocampus shows that there are some hypnotic cells here. You can able to see. The arrows are shown here. The cells, neural cells of hippocampus shows that the cells are getting damaged. That means some cells in the neuronal cells get damaged. That next time it go to the apoptotic or cell get damaged. Alright? So this is what happens. You can see the right side figure is showing that what are things happening. Alright? Now this is what happens on the neuron of cerebral cortex of hippocampus during using the dye. Neo dye, this neuronal dye is used. That says that this is the hippocampus not in the decrease dendritic gyrus, protein getting decrease in the VG region of hippocampus, not in the cerebral cortex. That means the area which is responsible for memory, learning and memory of the hippocampus region getting affected. You can see the graph here. Alright. Similarly, it is on the gas-phase activity, the programmed cell death or the apoptotic. That also showing the affected region of the hippocampus. This only I am concentrating on the hippocampus of the brain. Alright, of rat exposed. So here also showing the change in the radiation. And then the comet assay. I think you are maybe knowing it. I hope you are aware of this comet. Single cell gel electrophoresis. It is a simple technique. I hope you are are aware? Are you doing it? Student? No. This simple technique, you can do it for any toxicology studies. So this was introduced by one of our Professor Indian in US, N.P. Singh. He came to India and led a workshop in JNU. Then on, I used to teach the students. Invariably, whether you are working with any toxicology study, you are using this technique. You can comment as this single cell well electrophoresis. Here also we have checked it. The exposed radio frequency prediction shows that the single stranded DNA damage in the cerebral cortex of the brain is showing increase. It's significant. Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. So because we have used the number of cells for around six animals we have used it. Yeah. That's it. And yeah. This is about the brain. Alright? Now come to the reproductive system. Here we are using the brain and yeah. So the next one is the animal use was 70 days old. This is developed one. Here we are going to check the reproductive pattern of the animal. Alright. Here we use the 4G, that is 2300 and millimeter wave express, that is 35 years. And this star was 0.707 watts per day. 2 hours per day for 45, 60 and so on, 45 to 6 days. Alright. Again the same exposure, the same chamber. Then, so here was this is what happened. Radiation is done. So reproductive system we have used it. Alright. So this is what this cell looks like. This sperm. After the exposure, rats were killed and sperms were taken out from the body and they are showing sperm morphology. Now sperm with a hook shape and amorphous, that is exposed one, and bent and hookless head in the cells. This is what you can see here, the hook formation. The hook sperm, they have proper hook formations. Now, when after exposure, there are some kind of damage which shows that the head region or tail region of the sperm are get damaged. So if the tail is damaged, they will not able to fertilize, they will not able to do it function properly. The sperm. And see the abnormalities of the sperm. Here amorphous is 8.8 and exposed by 1.7 and keep on going. And the total abnormality, if you look at, 0.9 is the exposed one, whereas the 0.6 is the unexposed, the control. This is same image, and it's using the same image showing that what are changes happening in the sperm cells. Now, when the sperm cells are getting damaged, that means where it is getting affected. So, we went back to the area, this is what the shapes of sperms are getting damaged. It's not the sperms are getting affected because the sperms are produced, seminiferous tubules, there it is damage happening. Seminiferous tubules are getting damaged. So that's what happened. This is what sperm mitochondrial function test, and I'm showing that the damage, this is so this you can see it. The better sperm will give you better coloring, whereas the sperms with its 100% function the control one, whereas the other ones are not showing. That means there's a damage happened. So the exposed one showing lesser 1% when compared to the control one. This area is less, whereas the other area is more here. You can see it here, the exposed one. So indicating that sperms are getting damaged. Then we checked it. The whole, this is then image showing the sperm tail region. The tail mitochondria are damaged in the membrane. See, the intact membrane is there, but the exposed one, the membrane got damaged. Mitochondrial membrane. So with that one, showing that one, there is a damage. Because of that one, the cells are not able to do well. Alright. This is seminiferous tubules, showing seminiferous tubules of the control one where the sperms are produced that get damaged. Alright. You can see here the vacuoles are formed. So where the formation of sperms are happening, there's a damage. As a result, that is coming and the sperms are getting damaged. So we all histopathological studies on that. This image shows that about the structure and the affected structure of these sperms. Alright. So these all showing that sperms are getting damaged, and this is about the collagen exposure and the epidermis of the sperm getting damaged, and stamina control you can see it. And here I want to show the hook formation is getting affected again. See here the low frequency. When the sperms are having a proper hook, they are better. When the control one is better and exposed one, the hook formation not happening. Alright. And then we get the Johnson scoring. When the Johnson scoring overall sperm quality check, I mean you are aware. So Johnson scoring shows that when the exposed one having the less than 1, this score, okay? That it is better you score than the good quality sperm will show the better quality. Then the exposed one showing the less quality than the control one. You can see it here. Alright? So that shows the reduced score of this one, indicating that these sperms are getting damaged. Alright. So then we checked it, how it is getting affected. So the brain has the receptor. Brain still has the receptor. The receptor receives the radiation and pass on to the other cells. So that's what we cascade happening. And the SOD, catalase, etc. is getting affected. The anti-acting enzyme of the also is stress mediated effect are there. That also you can be able to see in the system. Alright. And then this is what oxidative stuff, lipid peroxidase to protein to the trap, etc. getting affected when you are exposed to the radiations. And here is the damage. This is the reproductive system. There is a damage. Doctors have shown that though much different, not much different. There are a couple of them are able to see that damage one. These are happening in the forms, and this is like reproductive system of the ovarian. That was male and this was female. The ovarian cycle, follicle, get damaged. Different stages of that one. We could not find much difference in the exposed and control of ovary of the exposed system. Then again we checked with the liver, kidney, all the skin, or what called the skin bacteria. Now mobile phone, if you keep a mobile phone for a longer period, the skin gets heated up. There was some report. Not only this, we have to also be working on the skin bacteria as well as skin cells and other. So now, this is all about experiment purpose. We study we have done it for the that is true. And then why I said the skull thickness, you should keep the mobile phone at least wavelength will not penetrate directly to your head. Okay? Why I said because the skull thickness will be more, the inner part of the skull will be more, thickness will be less, adult will be more. Alright? So that's why we should not give the mobile phone to the children in general. So that will be more often. So these all things happen to children. So we should not give mobile phone to children with close proximity to them. When you also use the phone, use the phone judiciously and then keep looking away from it. With that, I think I control it, right? Yes, this is summary of the whole study. And the take-home message, which I mentioned here, and take-home message is use mobile phone very judiciously, very carefully when it's not used. Take phone away from your body, alright? When somebody asks, you can use the Bluetooth or this tooth and all, but still, you should keep phone away from your body. Because phone is always communicating with you. Yes, you should not use the phone, you should not hold the phone in the address. Here, cover the antenna. Alright? Cover the antenna. Why am I doing this? Because this is what happened. This I think you may be aware. He is classified as the class 2B category of nationality by now this what happened, right? So this what, so carefully use mobile phone very judiciously. When need, use it. Otherwise, don't use the mobile phone. It goes back to you. With that, I just wanted to acknowledge my students and the vendors. It was done by person Bihari, and last year he passed away. So he will introduce this. In India, he is the only pioneer worker in this area. And these are my students who are the brain, and the brain, and we are all you have to see what to do with them. And you have to team and reconnection, and we are working as a unit. And our collaborators, Professor Nanda and Professor Sunti Gupta, Delhi, and we have got a funding agency from ICMR. With that help of that one, we have done some work. So, thank you so much for your kind
So I request our chairperson, Professor P. Mahapatra,